when a senior is at the point in their life where they're looking at reverse mortgages options, quite frankly, they're desperate. They're, I mean, we all know about inflation. People who live on fixed incomes, they can't afford 5 and 10% yearly inflation on basics like food.
Hmm.
You need to find ways to save their quality of life. Reverse mortgages do that. So when I love it. I mean, I just, when I find somebody who needs to talk reverse mortgage, they're in a terrible financial situation generally, and we get to help them out of that and make a living doing it, obviously. Um,
Yeah.
and that's a wonderful place to be as a human being and as a salesperson. I mean, people literally break down in tears when you tell them, yes, I can qualify you. Because for the past, I don't know how many months or years, they're choosing between medicine and food.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Real Estate Pros podcast episode. I am your host, Pedro Pereira, and I'm joined here today by someone who we've been looking very, very forward to chat with, Mike Rosenblum, who's been making some serious moves in the lending and reverse mortgages space here. Mike, how are you doing today?
Doing very well. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Perfect. We're glad to have you here, man. Really appreciate your time. I think our listeners are going to get a lot of good information from this podcast and really take away something from how you're approaching switching into mortgages and now working with loan and lending officers in Colorado, especially from your experience coming from the food industry, to explain all of those little tidbits and nuggets. So let's dive right in. So first off, for people who may be familiar with your world, give us the short version, that elevator pitch, and what are you focused these days, and what markets are you operating in?
So, for me, the hard part about something like lending is focusing on a smaller part of it and distinguishing yourself and change so that you're different than everybody else. We are. I'm a mortgage broker with Edge Home Finance. We are extremely competitive when it comes to conventional FHA, VA, and that is a significant portion of our business. But it's not something I spend a lot of time talking about. Saying we're cheap, we're cheaper, we're cheaper isn't a selling point. It's just a fact, and okay, I have to prove it. What I do spend time talking about is the alternative and different types of loans that we can do that I couldn't do back in the day when I was working for a bank, basically. So where that took me was, for example, I got into this while I lived in Las Vegas, and I was told by some of the agents there that they had trouble financing properties on the Strip because they were what is called either non-warrantable or condotels. I took it upon myself to figure out how to do those, and now I do a lot of financing of condos on the Las Vegas Strip. 3 years ago, we moved to Colorado, it occurred to me that the same condo type that is on the Las Vegas Strip may also be in the mountains. So after visiting real estate offices in Vail, Breckenridge, Keystone, Winter Park, Aspen, Beaver Creek, I mean, you name it, I have been there. And now half of my business is financing harder to finance condos in the mountains.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
And quite frankly, this conversation I have with real estate agents and with borrowers on how to finance harder to finance properties has opened up my whole business. Once people learn that you can do a condotel in Aspen, they might ask you, well, what about just my jumbo loan in Aspen? Same thing in Winter Park. There's a number of condotels up there, non-warrantable condos. These types of loans lead into the conventional, but they all open up me as the person you go to for a wider range of loans. If you want to have a one-stop shop, come and see Mike.
Got it. Well, that's, all in a nutshell, a great explanation. Love to hear it. And what really caught my attention is how you mentioned that you shifted over into these vacation resort properties, especially from Las Vegas over into Colorado. It must be a very niche space. Could you, let us a little bit of insight on how you changed that mindset or how you stumbled upon that?
Sure. Condominiums in particular, there is a wide range of types of condos when it comes to financing. Most of us are familiar with Fannie and Freddie, and a condo basically has to fit into a pretty narrow niche for Fannie and Freddie to buy the condo or to back the loan. That being said, that quote niche is a $1.4 trillion market. That's right, with a T. So it's a huge market. And now somebody says, well, if Fannie and Freddie won't buy it, why do I want to buy it? Well, Fannie and Freddie won't buy if there's an investor who owns more than one condo in that building. Fannie and Freddie won't buy it. But a lot of these buildings are bought by people who are buying them as investment properties. If there's excess commercial space in the building, Fannie and Freddie won't buy it. Now, that being said, excess commercial space to me means you've got a building where maybe it's in a ski area and you want to go downstairs for breakfast and not leave the building. That's a really nice place to have a condo. Fannie and Freddie doesn't like that. Okay. If you're, fair enough. I mean, if you're slope side, in a lot of places, it comes with additional amenities. Amenities like front desks, turn down service. They'll change your sheets. They basically will treat you like a hotel. Yeah. Fannie and Freddie doesn't like that. They don't like having that commercial overlay onto their property. However, for my borrowers, they love the extra amenities. So that niche is a monster in vacation areas. It also translates into Florida and beachfront property, California beachfront property, timeshare communities that have timeshare in the building, which is very common. There's a whole host of properties here that are extremely desirable for second homes and for vacation properties, but Fannie and Freddie, FHAVA won't touch. So the problem is you don't know you're buying in a property like that until you get your condo docs and your lender says, hey, we can't touch it. You're already under contract. The clock is already ticking. You may already have an appraisal. So that's when I get a call. Michael, we have an emergency. Can you help us?
Wow.
And more often than not, I can help.
That's a bit like a Superman situation there. Sounds great. It seems like you really have an attention to your customers too, which is very important.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
It's fun to be needed in sales. I'm not. I know it sounds funny to say it, but I came from the food business, and we had good customers. We sold casinos. We eventually sold the business before the market crashed because of COVID. But I was still selling lettuce. Okay,
Yep.
I was selling vegetables. Okay, my lettuce was not a whole lot different than somebody else's lettuce. This is
Mm-hmm.
very different. When I start working with a real estate agent, it's because they don't want 4 different lenders bothering their customer.
Mm-hmm.
When a customer calls me and says, "I understand you can help me. We are under contract. We've already put in $25,000 down. Can you help us?" Generally, the answer is yes. If you
That's
can
incredible.
qualify for if you can qualify for a loan, I can qualify you for one of my non-conforming loans and get it done using your existing appraisal. Sometimes even the same condo docs. It's a
Mm-hmm.
good place to be.
Yeah, for sure. And it's definitely not easy to manage both client relationships and all of these changing volatilities in the market. I'm sure, have a lot of difficulty, engaging with those and just, having to rescue operations there, as you said, helping out the clients that may just have not known what they were getting into. What's been the key for you to keep things running so smoothly, even when, market changes, and I'm sure you have very different base of customers. There's got to be something that you're doing there to make things run so smoothly.
I think the key is that I am now a broker. And
Mm-hmm.
for example, it is a different type of a loan if it's a condotel, slopeside in Beaver Creek. Um, it's a different loan if it's got a bedroom or it doesn't have a bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Previously, when I was with a bank, if it doesn't have a bedroom, I couldn't finance it. Now,
Understood.
all of a sudden, I literally have a checklist. So, whether it's a non-warrantable, whether it's a condotel, whether it's a studio, under a certain size, over a certain size, you kind of just basically, we have enough experience and we have enough options that one way or the other, I will get the loan done if the borrower is qualified. I still can't, I can't make money. I can't make it happen if the borrower isn't qualified. But if the borrower is qualified and wants the apartment and wants the condo or the jumbo loan or the house, I can make it work because Edge gives me so many options. And my job
Amazing.
is to know the options better than anybody else.
Well, that's good. Yeah, people come to you for that. So having that is a key differentiator in this, and being able to offer so many options as well. But I want to get real here for a moment. Every operator has had, I know, a moment where things got really real, when things got rough, challenges come up, or a deal that maybe went sideways, a time where you maybe had to pivot fast. Do you mind sharing one of those moments with us?
Yeah, this was actually a really a good point. The company I used to work for, and it's somebody who wants to look into my background on LinkedIn or whatever, will see that. I don't want to throw a name out there.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to do these types of condos with the bank, and the
Mm-hmm.
opportunity was there to finance it, but they made deals with lenders that I had to abide by, even though they couldn't complete the deals. So what happened was my one deal in my career that went sideways was because the bank insisted I use a certain lender, and that lender couldn't complete the deal, and I knew it, but they wouldn't let me leave the lender because they had a deal that they had to
Right.
honor. That other lender, for this type of condotel, the other lender always got first shot and got to say no, even though I
Yeah.
knew they couldn't do it. They delayed me for 2 weeks. We only get a month to close deals. They delayed me
Yeah.
for 2 weeks. I lost the deal because of that delay. I quit the next day and went to a broker.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Wow.
So
Big
I don't
changes
know. I
there.
mean, I haven't had a deal that I couldn't get done as a broker. Don't get me wrong. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but if I don't, it's because I screwed up, not because the bank made me take a round peg and put it in a square hole and say tough shit.
Yep.
So,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm not saying that I'm sure at some point I'll have a deal that goes bad here, as a part of Edge. I know I'm 2.5 times as busy now as I was when I left my other company, and I haven't had a
Mm-hmm.
deal go bad yet. But it won't be because the bank doesn't know what I know.
Understood.
And
Now
I
you
mean,
have more control.
they pay us to be experts. They pay us to know our loans and know our borrowers. And they didn't let me do my job. I do not have that problem at all in Edge. They don't care as long as I get the loans done and I don't and I make the company look good while I'm doing it.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yep.
Now having that more control, being directly involved in it, I'm sure that you've been
It's a
able
game
to
changer.
complete a lot more deals. Absolute game changer.
Yep.
And
And do it.
honestly,
Yeah. And do it in a way that,
no,
quite
go ahead.
frankly, it's less stressful for me, less stressful for my borrowers.
That's the kind of stuff that people honestly don't talk about enough. Very getting real with experiences about changing and pivoting from what might
Mhm.
have been mistakes before, learning from them and creating that to be opportunities to move forward. It's what I really believe too, what separates people from who just dabble in the business to those who actually stay in the game long term.
I mean,
And
it's
let me ask you this.
the market has been shrinking for the past 2 years, the total housing market. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still massive. I mean, it's just the amount of opportunity but you've got to go out and grab your piece.
Yep.
It's not coming to you. Nobody's giving anything away. And every deal, I'm not the only person looking at my niche. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
is looking at niches. So you better
Yep.
you better be good at what you do and know how to get it done.
And going a little bit further into that, could you lighten us a little bit? What is it that you're most focused on solving next or scaling within your company?
So we talked a little bit about this before. I also have gotten into reverse mortgages. Quite frankly, I love them. When somebody when a senior is at the point in their life where they're looking at reverse mortgages options, quite frankly, they're
Hmm.
desperate. I mean, we all know about inflation. People who live on fixed incomes, they can't afford 5 and 10% yearly inflation on basics like food.
Hmm.
You need to find ways to save their quality of life. Reverse mortgages do that. So I love it. I mean, I just, when I find somebody who needs to talk reverse mortgage, they're in a terrible financial situation generally, and we get to help them out of that and make a living doing it, obviously. Um,
Yeah.
and that's a wonderful place to be as a human being and as a salesperson. I
Hmm.
mean, people literally break down in tears when you tell them, yes, I can qualify you. Because for the past, I don't know how many months or years, they're choosing between medicine and food.
Yeah. No,
I mean, it's just
it's been
that
rough.
simple. Yeah. So I can take a couple $1,000s a month of monthly out of pocket expense off their plate and give them access to a line of credit that is based on the equity in their house. And, that line of credit is going out for dinner occasionally, maybe seeing a grandchild, retrofitting a house with a real wheelchair ramp. This
Yep.
is this is life-changing stuff, and I get to be a part of it. It's wonderful. I mean, it's so that business. I've now set up about 13 classes at local senior centers here in northern Colorado. And I
Mm-hmm.
go literally senior center to senior center, talking about all different loan options, but really focusing on reverses. So I've had groups anywhere from 2 to 3,
Mm-hmm.
anywhere from 2 to 3 people, up to 80.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
That's great.
80 was too much. 80 was too much to handle. Because you really get granular with people, and nobody wanted to talk in front of
Uh-huh.
80 people. But
Yeah.
it's a lot. It's just, but when somebody comes to one of my classes to talk about reverse mortgages, they're basically coming to me and say, I am at my wit's end. I don't know what to do. Can you help me? And to be able to help them is wonderful. It's just wonderful. Yep.
It is, man. No, a lot of people sometimes don't think, but real estate really is a business about changing lives. You know, if you're in it for the right reasons and you're there to help people, to give out that information. And that's what we're all about here in this podcast, as well as connecting our listeners to the sort of information that you are able to provide, these real experiences. And I know a lot of the people listening right now are either early in their journey or looking to level up. And I think they would benefit from hearing this from you. When it comes to building relationships and growing your network, what is the biggest thing that made a difference for you in this space? What is a relationship that you really learned from, gained? Any insights on that?
The only thing I could say is relationships are never 50-50. Somebody has to give more. It just nothing's ever even, total. So the only thing I would say is be prepared to give more than 50% and don't worry about it.
Yeah. Imagine if you're in the
Okay.
space with the right people and you're able to exchange, I think that is a great point to make.
So I'm happy to help any one of my agents with anything they ask me for, even if they're not giving me a lead.
Mm-hmm.
It just
Exactly.
be prepared to do more. It will come back to you.
It'll come back. It'll come back.
So I mean, when I got to Colorado, I made, I don't know how many, probably 50 cold calls, maybe 100 cold calls on real estate offices. Most of them did not give me anything subsequently, but a lot of them asked.
Yeah.
And you give time and expertise. Eventually, a couple of those offices realized, why aren't we giving this guy a shot? Why aren't we, seeing if he can really help us? But I did classes. I brought in bagels. I brought in information. I brought in loan programs, and those loans went to other people predominantly.
Yep.
And not that I didn't, and I'm not shy. I'm not shy about asking for the loan, but
Mm-hmm.
be prepared to give more than you get until you get established.
Yep. And
And
you
then
really can't fake that. Relationships are tough to build. You always got to give a
that's
bit
right.
more.
That's right.
I
And be
really,
prepared to give more, and don't
yeah,
complain, and don't worry about it. And in time, if your information is good and your thoughts and your actions are genuine, people will see it.
we'll see it. And you really cannot fake that stuff. I really appreciate that very real insight on that. All right, but before we wrap up, if we wanted to reach out, have anyone of the listeners connect with you, maybe collaborate or even partner with you on any business, what is the best way for them to reach you?
My phone number,
Phone number?
702-326-3612. That's a Vegas number. I do live in Colorado now, but I'm licensed, well, in all over the West. Um,
Wonderful.
uh, but yeah, I mean, the best thing to do, send me a text or just call. Yeah,
Just call. That's
just call.
great. That's
Yeah,
great.
I got an email too, but I'm old school. I pick up the phone.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah,
good. Conversations is what keep these relationships real. So we can see
I
that.
mean,
Perfect. Well, listen, my friend, I really do appreciate your time, your story, and your perspective. We definitely need more people in this space that are doing it the right way. And from what I've learned from you, you are definitely one of those. So we thank you for both your help and your perspective here. For those of you tuning in, if you got some value from this, make sure you are subscribed because we have more conversations coming up with operators just like Mike here who are out there building real businesses. Mike, thank you so much for being with us today.
thank you, Pedro. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, everyone. See you on the next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.